first name is Mr. Last name is Chan. And I come from Canada. I went to
Sandwich Secondary School back in Canada. I did primary school and kindergarten back in Canada.
and I did
University in Canada. Very boring. I find that university is the most interesting part.
Then usually in universities when you develop your friends for life, and then you know yourself very well because you have to, because you develop your interests in your career path. And as you develop your career path, what happens is you begin to become more specialized. You start interact people that are, I guess, in that field, like your professors. Some of them were probably doing things like, oh, you know, they have a doctorate in chemistry, or they have a doctorate in like film, or this or that. So, you know, you get to interact with other people, and that is where I guess you really begin to understand whether you like what you're doing or not. Because some people in first year, they'll do like, oh, I'll do business, and then they realize, for example, me, I did first year business, and then I did business first year, and then I changed a completely different program, which I loved much better. So definitely find out more. We were educated by Triceratops. No. The education system back then is much like it was now, because it's not that much different. Basically, the difference is that it was cheaper, because every year the price of tuition seems to go up, and also the cost of living goes up too, inflation. So back when I went to school, back in my day, it was cheaper, and it was, but the style of education is not that much different in university. And secondary school is different though, because my secondary school is public, so it's free. It's not like you guys, you get like $1 bazillion to go here, right? But my school is free, and I still got it perfectly fine. I don't think there's any better or worse, because education is reactive, or reactionary. Education doesn't create like a new way of doing things. What education does is it follows the path of the new trend. So, you know, back then, I never used computers. See, this is a difference. I never used computers in my classes. We had a chalkboard, and the teacher went up there and wrote on the chalkboard and took notes on paper, lined paper, inside of exercise books. Nowadays, like in our English class, it's all on the computer. And that's because we know, as teachers, that all of you guys are starting to change toward using your laptops all the time, and using computers all the time, and you're always on the internet, basically. So we change along with you guys. So teachers and education actually reacts more to you guys than you guys reacting to us, because we're always trying to accommodate all of you, right, to make you all feel comfortable. So in that way, it has changed. Yeah. I think that education definitely needs to be something that's always looked at, something that, you know, not just teachers but students look at critically. You know, if you're not getting the education that you are wanting and that you think you deserve, then you have a right to say something about it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.